I'm going to make a pattern from this steering wheel to make an adapter plate so that I can put this steering wheel on my 72 Barracuda. I took the old steering wheel and traced on paper a couple of patterns to use in determining how to make the adapter plate for the new steering wheel. This black disc represents the top of the crush collar that the steering wheel mounts on. If I mount the steering wheel to the crush collar, just like the old steering wheel, this area here is just too large. It blocks the holes. It just doesn't look right. So what I'm going to do is take this 1/4 inch aluminum plate and cut an adapter out of it. This represents the adapter. That adapter will go right here. Here's a 1/4 inch spacer I can use for the demonstration. And I'll put that adapter right there and bolt it to the crush collar, and then drill the corresponding holes to the steering wheel in it and place it here. Now, part of this is still exposed right here where these holes are, but what I'll do is I'll go grind that out and scallop that out so the holes aren't partially blocked. And I think that will look considerably better. This is the steering wheel off the E-body Barracuda. It bolts directly to the crush collar, and then the horn button snaps over top of it. So what I'm doing with this adapter is I'm going to copy the bolt pattern onto the adapter. So this will bolt directly to the crush collar, and the bolts will stick out, I think. And then I'll get a spacer to go over top of it and drill holes in the spacer that match the new steering wheel that go all the way through. Thread this and screw the screws into here. I'm not sure what this material is. It appears to be plastic. It's 5/8 inch thick. It's really, really dense and heavy. I'm going to try and cut a spacer for the steering wheel out of this. I'm going to test fit this adapter before I drill the holes in it to mount the spacer and the steering wheel. Now what I'll have to do, I'll put some paint on the ends of these bolts and line this up so that I can mark it and drill pockets in here so these bolts will fit in the pockets. Well, here it is, all fit together. What I'm going to do now is take it apart and paint the adapter plate, cut these screws off a little bit so they don't protrude quite so far. And I may even clean up and polish up this spacer before I install it on the car. Now, what you didn't see on camera was the modifications I had to make in order to make this work. The screws that go through the spacer and through this mounting plate would bottom out against this disc right here. So I had to cut and notch the disc so the screws would go all the way through. These nuts is what hold the mounting plate on, and this is my spacer. I had to cup the spacer, drill holes in the spacer so that these nuts here would fit up in the cup. Now, the problem I had was to cup it, it ended up with the holes actually are larger than the edge of the mounting of the spacer. Next, I'll have to decide what I'll do for a horn button. I have an idea, but I'll approach that later on. Now I just need to give it a test drive and find out if this smaller steering wheel is going to affect the way I think the car feels when driving it. This wheel is considerably smaller than the original one. This one you can see is a full 2 inches larger in diameter than this one. But all the adapter and thing here did not change anything about the original installation, so I can always put the other steering wheel back on if I decide this isn't a good fit. I took it for a test drive. When driving the car, there's definitely a difference between the feel of the 15-inch wheel and the 14-inch wheel. I'm going to drive it with this 14-inch wheel for a few more times, and if I like it, I'm going to keep it on here. If not, I can always go back to the 15-inch wheel. Thanks for watching.